astronaut that got dropped off, but his spaceship wouldn't work after that. Now he lives on the moon. Tuesdays at 8. Hell on the moon.
Happy music. Dun, 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 dun.
Alright. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Waking Up with Soop and Sugah. I am your host, the elaborate, complicated, mysterious Soopkichen. And with me today, a born leader with a natural fire and the RNG of a pope. It's Sugah Tits. Hello, how you doing?
Hey.
And over here, to my left, my right-hand man, my main man, the gum to the bottom of my shoe. It's DJJ Gao. How you doing, buddy?
Stop. Good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. All right, guys.
You're too kind.
Well, let's get started here. We have Malak with small arms, so we'll see how this flies. So yeah, it's November 8th. November, and of course, because it is the beginning of the month, we're getting the Iron Banana.
Yes.
So this time around, the rewards as far as guns are the pulse rifle and the machine gun, which the pulse rifle is actually really nice. Did you get that last go around, Galsy?
The pulse rifle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From where?
Iron Banner.
Iron Banner.
No.
Anybody
No.
home?
Did you get it?
I did not.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
Let's get to work.
Yeah, because
I like it. I actually have it on my Titan, and I take it into the raid. I like it on my Titan.
takes it into the raid.
I do. I actually it's not too bad. It's not like my top one, but it's still I still
What
think
was
it's
the pulse rifle?
the Clever Dragon.
Yeah, the Clever Dragon.
We
No,
I
got a
got-
I
captain
did not
down
get
here.
that.
Yeah, I got one with explosive rounds. Very sexy. Yeah, this captain.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so you'll be able to purchase it. We'll see what the vendor roll is. But in general, the vendor rolls are really nice. He just ran off the edge and teleported up top.
Yep, and I'm dead.
Okay.
I see he's dead.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Boom, 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 boom. I should. You're also getting the machine gun, and the thing about the machine gun is a lot of people like it. I don't like it as much as I do the raid machine gun. I think the raid machine gun from good old Oryx is my favorite.
Sorry,
It has a lot to do with the perk.
there's 4 up there.
Okay, it has to do a lot with the perk. When the stowaway or the cocoon, when you put it away, you whip it back out. Like that's a really nice perk to have in PvP, especially in rumble matches where you're able to kill someone and take their heavy ammo. So yeah, it's really nice. The Iron Banner machine gun is really nice.
I really love it, actually. I think it's funny, the first couple times that I was actually using it, you know how you just kind of equip it and then you kind of forget sometimes? That happens. I'll equip it and then I'll log off and I kind of forget what my weapons are. And we'll hop in randomly and someone wants to do PvP or do something. And I didn't realize I had it equipped. And for some reason, like, it had ammo and everything in it, and I thought I was rocking my sniper rifle. Like, I literally did. I was like, oh, man, sniper rifle. And then I'm like, wait, I've got this handy little machine gun right here.
Yeah.
Up top. Be careful up top. Up top, up top.
I think I think I got decent perks on mine. I can't. Must have been a different character. I think mine's got a lot of stability. I think I went for extra ammo. I think in general it's only got like 30 some rounds. All the Iron Banner weapons have like a unique sound when you like shoot them.
Yeah.
It's almost like
definitely
they have
do.
a silencer at the end of them. So, I mean, it's going to be nice to go around, but the Iron Banner, to be honest with you, the drops are so nice, right? That
Yeah.
that
Definitely.
you'll probably end up getting it before. I mean, you have the rank, what is it, rank 5 to buy it? So you might get one with a beautiful roll. You might get one that's better than the vendor roll. So, plus, you have a big chance of getting it after you finish, which I'm sure she's going to have again, the quests. Because I think the quest that she gives you the bounties, and then she gives you the one, like the main quest to like go through rank, like hit rank 1, rank 3, rank 5. And then at the end of the rank 5, she gives you like a package and you pull a gun. That's where I got my second one. And then I got one dropped in the Iron Banner last time around. So things I'm looking
Man, I
for.
can't even remember what I got dropped in Iron Banner last time. I think I got all gear.
Things I'm looking for this time around. I'm looking for the sidearm. I'm looking for.
I didn't like the sidearm.
The rocket launcher. I didn't get the rocket launcher. And I'm also looking for the hand cannon. I also did not get the hand cannon. So that's what I'm looking for this go around. I'm not necessarily looking for any better rolls on my guns because my Iron Banner weapons are pretty solid from last. If anything, I'm looking to infuse. I'm looking if I can try to hit 400. So I'm even looking to maybe level up another character. So, you know, this Iron Banner, because Iron Banner, it feels almost like Festival of Lost, and I say almost. Not quite there, but it does feel like after you're done with your bounties and everything, it's kind of over. Even though you can keep playing, unlike Festival of the Lost, unlike Festival of the Lost, you can keep playing Iron Banner and keep getting drops, where in Festival you just turn in candy for more, you know,
Little goodies.
little goodies. That was close to calling it junk, but little goodies. So, you know, even if you're done with your Iron Bannering quests and missions and bounties, if you want to rank up, keep going, because that light level stuff, and keep equipping your highest light level gear.
Right.
Like, I know it might be inconvenient sometimes, because I know what I'm rocking right now is high level gear, but I wouldn't be running right now with a sniper rifle and a sword. But, you know, I'm trying to get up there, and that way I can make raids a little easier. And guys, speaking of raids, Axis Challenge is out.
Oh,
Snappage. So Axis Challenge is, do you guys know the plates that the servitors go to? And then
Yes.
they kind of disappear into? Well, one of those plates has a, the ability to where an empowered person can slam on it and it supercharges the entire fire team. So the challenge is you have to hit the supercharged plate every time Axis teleports. So it really requires like communication from your team, because you all have to have empowered people on each plate, right next to each plate. And when Axis starts teleporting, if we know he's going to go left, like right away, those middle and right people need to start looking to slam one of their plates, so the team has supers. Because it has to be done every time he teleports. So if you plan on defeating him in 2 turns, you would have to superpower 6 times. If you plan on beating him in 3 turns, you would have to superpower 9 times.
Ah.
All right.
so all empowered people would step on a plate, and then one of them would be active to where you slam it, and then everybody gets super.
Yep, and then everyone gets their super. So that's the challenge. People have already done it. It's been done. So yeah, it's a interesting way of doing it. Those super plates have been there for quite a while, but you've never really had to use them. You could use them if you wanted to. The mechanic was always there, but everyone just took like the other way of beating Axis. And so yeah,
that's always what the challenges do. They bring a new way of doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, interesting, and the challenge is only active for the last phase of him. You know, during phase 1, you don't have to do anything different. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Iron Banner and a new challenge in the same week. It's a little funky. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I kind of get how that would, you know, if someone loves PvP and they don't raid at all, then they have something to do this week. Someone that doesn't do any PvP and is looking to do raiding, they have something to do this week. But still, it's all fine and dandy, and I have no problem with that. But in a game like Destiny, where we're getting something now, we're not going to get something else till, what, December? With SRL? You know, right. They have to kind of time these things out a little more. Because had they done Iron Banner this week, and then next week the challenge, you know, that would have given us an extra week. Yeah, right. It would. It would.
We're at the beginning of November. The beginning of November, so...
There is power here. Great power.
So yeah, so it's like, what are we going to do, you know, until December? Literally, next Iron Banner won't be till December. Mm-hmm. SRL won't be till December.
So for the next 2 weeks...
Like, after this Iron Bannering, after getting my Iron Banner done, I think I'm going to start doing a little bit of Division. Start doing some more Division.
Yep.
No?
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds good to me, too.
Spend some time.
It's made some changes.
They have
definitely.
Gauzy. We hopped on, actually. A couple nights ago.
Yeah, I'm probably way behind.
It's all good. I totally forgot I had made a second character, and I, like, logged on. I'm like, who's this? What is this?
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, just... I mean, that's fine, I guess, but, you know, if you're really trying to keep me, like, into Destiny, then this was a poor way to manage the schedule. So I don't know. Maybe they panicked and they released everything early because Festival of Laws was such a disappointment. So that could very much be the case. Because I remember them.
You know, it seemed like they did that too when it came to the Taken King. They would do the Orcs challenge the same week Banner was out.
Yeah, but when they initially came out, like when they were like fresh and new, like the first time anyone's ever seen them, they came out like individually on their own week, like with nothing else planned. That wasn't until afterwards, once we've done the challenge a couple of times, that the Iron Banner and the challenges kind of matched up sometimes. So yeah, it's out. Go do it. Have fun. Extra loot. Speaking of extra loot, extra life. Oh man, Soopkichen went for 28 hours.
29, I thought.
29? Was it 29? I think it was 28.
Well, 29.
You went until noon. So plus the 25 original hours. So 25 plus 4. 29.
29. So 29 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, for Extra Life, and the final total was 440.
Nice.
For the Ann and Robert H. Laurie Children's Hospital here in Chicago. And man, I was a little nervous, excited but nervous going into it. Wasn't sure how it was going to go for me, especially at like 3 in the morning. But But I had so much fun doing this.
Yeah, I did too.
I had such a great lineup of people, right? I had people to keep me company, so I like barely felt the 24 hours. Like just all the way through it, having company, having a fire team, having a party chat with conversations going on, having great guests. We opened up with Age of Zack. We did some trials, right, Gauzy?
Oh yeah.
And boy, that Festival of Lost trials, if you didn't try it out, you kind of missed out. Even if you're not a trials person, which Gauzy isn't, right?
No,
you had fun with the no radar.
I did.
No revives, and the spiders coming down on the screens.
Yeah, that was kind of freaky.
The violins, there'd be like a violin noise that would play, and
yeah, like a screech.
A screech. So sometimes you'd be like scoping down a hallway because you know that the enemy's there, and then all of a sudden you like hear the screech and it freaks you out. Or in my case, I was being chased, and then I turned around to see if I was still being chased. And there's this spider that drops down on my screen, and I shade step away from it. So it scared the shit out of me. That was very funny. So it was really fun doing the trials this time around. And what was your favorite part about it, Gauzy?
I didn't have one favorite part. It was the whole trials experience for me was really good this time. I had a lot of fun. I got some good drops.
That's right. You got that chest, didn't you?
And I got a helmet yesterday.
Oh, way to go!
The Titan Bull helmet.
Yeah, very nice.
That dropped at $394.
Look at that.
Yep.
So Trials is definitely worth it. Like, even if you're not going to Lighthouse, because let's face it,
I'll never know what that
do.
Lighthouse.
But still, you pick up your bounties. You pick up your bounties, and you get them done because you get rewards. And even though sometimes, your RNG sucks and you'll get blues, sometimes you'll end up getting like a fucking 397 Red Death out of your gold bounty, and like a really nice chest piece out of your silver bounty. And the marks don't hurt either. So yeah, definitely worth doing trials. And this time around, Festival of Lost, a lot of people hated the no radar.
No radar, no
revives.
You know what was funny though is I came prepared. I grabbed my artifact that was an enhanced radar, and I took that bad boy in there with me. And I was like, wait, no radar?
Well, this time around, it really focused on teamwork. Communication was key. Like, if you were dead and your buddies were alive, those call-outs were imperative. Also, staying together as a team was also very imperative. There were times where there are Trials players that play differently. The rushers, the people that just rush in there, while their people kind of hang back, they got separated. One person would go down, and then sometimes two people would panic, and they would lose. Sometimes, if the people were good, I mean, there were situations where I was 1v3 because my two teammates were down, and it was all about just kind of separating the group, moving around the map and waiting for them to kind of split up, because one would always get ahead of the other. One always is more bloodthirsty than the other. And then once that person came around, it would be like, kill him and then keep moving. Maybe toss a smoke and a grenade to damage the people that are chasing me, just so I can get more space between us. So it was really fun. I really felt I improved a lot. Especially with the no radar.
I felt like I was on more equal ground when there was no radar. Because they didn't know where I was either.
Right. There were people that were camping. They would just kind of sit in the back by the moon car. But you know, when one person, if you were running communication with your team, the minute one of your teammates died and had visual of that person, because when you die, the person that killed you gets highlighted. That would knock it out. And after we encountered a couple of campers, and I think the thing was how are you going to get them to stop camping? You know, are you going to throw a grenade in that spot so they kind of have to move out of it? Are you going to pick off their buddies first because he's in the back sniping and they're kind of distracting you in the front, you know? And you're kind of trying to take care of them, but they're dodging and weaving, and he's got his sight on you. So I mean, it really made you think this time around. It really made you communicate with your team, and I kind of want to do some more no radar stuff in private matches now. What do you say? You down for it, Gauzy?
Yep. That was fun. It was.
Yeah.
I usually don't enjoy trials, and I had a good time this time.
Yeah.
So it makes me want to go back in there more now.
So it was fun. You know, I wouldn't keep it though. It's nice to have like once a year, really. But to make it a permanent thing would be a mistake. Trials is fine the way it sits. Sure, it has things that need to be tweaked and fixed, but the base point of elimination works perfectly for trials, radars and everything. So,
yeah,
legend. So yeah, I had a good time. Got some nice loot. Gained a couple light levels, and yeah, I think I've ever played so much trials in one sitting. So yeah, that was very fun. But let's move on here. Because it is November, we have a couple of new free games from PlayStation. If you're a PlayStation Plus owner, but let's be honest, who isn't? You kind of have to be in order to play anything online.
Yep.
So this time around, we got Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and I've seen videos of it. It doesn't look very interesting. I don't want to knock the game, but it basically looks like a fucking walking simulator. So you just like get to walk around. It looks like a suburb area. Doesn't look very interesting. I've seen people on my friends list playing it. I'm gonna have to ask them how they like it, because I don't think I'm wasting the space on my system on this thing. And then the other one is the Deadly Tower of Monsters, and it's kind of like an arcade third-person type of game, almost a little Diablo-esque, where you have your character that's you got that view that's above your character, and you got a health bar and everything, a mana bar and whatnot. So it looks really interesting. Looked a lot like what was that? Oh no, what was that game that came with Left 4 Dead? Or was it Left 4? No, not Left 4 Dead. Dead Island, Gauzy. Or they?
Oh, Dead Island Retro.
There you go, retro. So it's a lot like that. So yeah, so definitely that one's worth checking out. Maybe just trying a couple levels of it, and then taking it off. Or if you enjoy it, I mean, it's I think it's multiplayer. I think you can get up to 4 people in there. I think online. I don't know about co-op systeming. You might be able to 2 controllers. But yeah, it looks like you're able to get friends in there and have a fun time. What was the other one that came out that was like that, where you drop, baby, on the planet, and then you'd clear out the planet? There was like a little hunter, and the dude looked like a hunter. Oh, it was free for the PlayStation.
Looked like a hunter.
I can't right now, but yeah, definitely. Last month's was mind blowing with Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't played that because I've been on this, so that's something that I'm going to touch during that Just Destiny lull time between November and December. So yeah, so go check those out. Definitely watch the trailers before you download them. See if it's your cup of tea. And if it is, enjoy. Let's move on here. Star Wars Battlefront 2, guys. It looks like it's going to come out fall of next year. The CFO of... oh my lord. The CFO of EA has said that this one is going to be deeper and more engaging with bigger planets. And I don't know. What do you think, Gao? Battlefront 2. How excited are you?
If it has a story mode to it, I'll be really excited.
Okay. Yeah, same. If they have a campaign to it, then yeah, I will definitely, pick upsies.
Yep.
Because they're gonna do a great job at it, right? We know that visually and audio wise, they bring it, right? You feel like you're in that Star Wars universe, and I can't wait for the VR missions to come out. So I'm very excited, and not only that, now that they're putting out the VR missions, I wonder if for Battlefront 2 they'll do more VR stuff, right? Imagine actually being a stormtrooper, Gauzy. Ooh. VR style. Or being Vader and being able to hold out your hand and literally choke someone in VR. That would be cool. So
oh yeah, that would be.
They got some pretty neato possibilities for this.
Yeah, it's all up to how they do it.
Would do the Palpatine fingers, and yeah, that would be some nice PvP there in VR. So we'll see. It's a year away, so they'll have some,
They have plenty of time to get it right.
Plenty of time, especially if they do get on this X-Wing VR. So I think that'll kind of determine whether the rest of their stuff will be solid or not. I'm living this hero, Gauzy. You were right about it. So yeah, so fall of next year. That's fucking sweet. They're looks like they're promising on their plan to release one a year. As long as they do them right and the quality doesn't tone down. Because visually and the sound of the game, the music, I actually wish they had more John Williams in there than what they do. Ooh, sweet skeleton teeth. But as long as they don't tone that down, the quality of their product, I think they have nowhere to go but up. Let's talk. It's November, and I know it's early, but let's start talking Black Friday. Because if you're looking for an Xbox One or a PS4, Black Friday is the time to do it. And already, there's been a couple ads that have been already leaked or say leaked, but let's see what we got here. 394, 393, 394.
I like that. I like the level of the arms. That's good.
Yeah, we actually just finished that Nightfall. We were doing the Nightfall.
Yeah. That wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad. 393, I like. Okay. So Kohl's, there's a Kohl's ad that advertises the PS4 and the Xbox One at $250.
Wow.
Right?
$250 a piece.
$250. Sam's Club, guys, is got a bundle.
That's right down the street from me.
Same price, but it's bundled with games. $250.
There you go.
There you go. So
do you know what the bundles are in the games? Do you know?
No, we don't know what the bundles are for the games. But I imagine it'll probably be like a sports game, something kiddish, like Viva Pinata or some shit. But still, 250 for 250 for a system isn't bad.
No.
And it gets better because Nintendo is releasing a limited edition 3DS, and it's either black or white, your choice. And it's got Nintendo characters on it, so it's got like Mario, it's got Luigi, it's got Toad. So it's really nice. It looks really nice. And guess how much? Give me a guess, Shug.
$250.
Oh, give me a guess, Kelsey.
$199.
Oh man, close. Half that, and you are right.
$100.
$100 for a Nintendo 3DS. And it's limited edition. It's brand new, you know. So that's really cool on Nintendo's part to do that. That's awesome, and that's a great price for a 3DS. So definitely go out and keep an eye on those if you got kids, or if you want to get someone into Destiny but they don't have a PS4 and you're like, hey, Merry Christmas. So there you go, guys. There's a little bit. We'll see what else we get in terms of, you know, these ad leaks, but I think $250 is going to be like the standard price. If, you know, Sam's Club and Kohl's have a $250 price tag on the Xbox One and the PS4, I feel like other places are going to have the same.
Well, I have a Sam's Club right down the street, and I think I'm going to go look and see what's in the bundle.
So yeah, guys. Moving on, Pokemon Go. It looks like they learned a lot from their Halloween.
Yeah.
From their little Halloween. I don't know, what would you say? Spiel that they had. Yeah, because, you know, like everyone for Halloween, you're able to do something special. But Niantic saw that it got people back on Pokemon Go. You know, people that weren't playing as much played more. People that weren't playing it started playing it again. So they've added daily bonuses to the game to kind of get people to come back every day and log on and play a little more. So it starts with just catching a Pokemon every day. It's going to gain you 500 experience plus 600 Stardust. And then if you catch a Pokemon every day for 7 days, you get 2,000 experience and then 2,400 Stardust. Visiting Pokestop and spinning the photo disc every day, 500 XP and a number of additional items. And then spinning a Pokestop every day for 7 days gets you 2,000 XP and a greater number of additional items. So this is really cool. Like, if there's a Pokestop that you pass by every day on your way to work and you hit it for 7 days, you get your 2,000 experience, you know, on top of the 500 experience that it was given before, just to hit it every day. So that definitely gets people leveling up more. Because I know Pokemon Go is kind of set in a way where it takes you a really long time to reach, like, the highest level. So it definitely takes time.
Alpha team.
So adding these daily bonuses kind of gives players, especially people that aren't hardcore, you know, players and out there every day playing Pokemon, just a little bit more of incentive to try to compete and try to get to a higher level. Pick up those crests, boys. Guys, the Division, which we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna get Gauzy back in there. I know Chris said he was big into the Division.
He is.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to play with Cheez-Its. But the Division, guys, the 1.4 update has been fantastic. And now Survival is coming out in the winter. So whether it's December or January is a little unclear. But it is coming out in winter. And they showed off a couple of the things that are going to be happening. Some things that are changing. And I think the biggest one so far is going to be this cold rating that they have. So you're going to go on a mission. You're going to be in a helicopter. Your helicopter's going to get shot down, and all you're going to have is your sidearm. And you're going to be in New York with your sidearm, and you're going to have to scavenge whatever you can to stay alive. And on top of that, guys, the weather really affects you guys. Like, the weather is going to be part enemy, because man versus nature, it fucking happens. So your coats, your scarves, they're going to have a cold rating to determine how warm they keep your character. So, you know, it's a little unclear how the cold is going to affect your character, but I would imagine it's going to affect your health, right?
Yeah.
Maybe make your character move a little slower because of the cold. He's a little more sluggish maybe when he dodges away, when he rolls. So, you know, that's really cool. I would actually like it if they implicated, like, some sort of, like, food meter where you have to collect, like, a can or something, you know, to stay alive for a certain amount of time. You know, and water and stuff to stay hydrated. That would be really cool if they implemented that into survival. Just because the Division is that, you know, that post-apocalyptic gotta stay alive type of situation. And you kind of want to, Thorn, and I beat it. You kind of want to keep that. So, oh my goodness, that's a Blade Dancer. So they're doing a pretty stand-up job, and they did update the game. Haha, Blade Dance that. They did want to fix their game before they put out a next update. So I think they did a good job in holding off on their DLC and putting out 1.4 and fixing it, because the loot now is fantastic. You don't have to go into the Dark Zone to get that great gear. You get what are the packages called where they drop the gear from the sky?
Oh, like a cache?
Yeah, where they drop the caches out of the sky. And on top of that, dude, so you know that experience bar, and once you hit level 30, it was kind of useless before. Well, now you can get experience, and you get a box, and you get to open that box, and there's loot inside that box. So there's a lot of different ways to get loot now. The underground is really cool, dude. I'm gonna have to take you down there, Gauzy. There's a big rave, and the end is nigh. So it's something to really look forward to. And once they put more stuff out in December, I'm not gonna lie. Between Destiny and the Division, I feel like I can bounce back and forth for those for quite some time. Like, you know, I think it's gonna be a couple years before I actually need another game. So
yeah, same here. Unless God of War comes out.
Right. So that'll do it for our video game talk. Let's head over right quick into Cinema Madness, and we only have a couple of key points here to discuss. One, of course, Deadpool 2 has been delayed. They still don't have a director. So yeah, they have people that they're considering. One of them being the dude that directed John Wick 2. So I don't know. We'll see. To be perfectly honest with you, they shouldn't have gotten rid of the director. Like, I don't know. That was a bad move. But you know, I know Sugah was watching Deadpool yesterday. While she was cooking. So, you know, oh no, Blade Dancer, and I'm not ready. Yeah, so I think the first one's going to be unique, and I don't think it's going to go downhill like Schumacher with the Batman series. We're not going to get Deadpool rubber nipples all of a sudden. But I don't think it's going to be as great as the first one. I think the first one's going to be a standalone, and I think people are gonna look back and be like, that was the best one. So I'm calling it now. That one's a classic. It's gonna be a classic. Lego Batman got a new trailer. Showed off a little more of the story. You know, looks like Barbara Gordon's also gonna be in it. Trailer looked even funnier than the first one. So I'm excited for that Lego Batman movie. I'm gonna go see that.
You're in the lead.
Do you watch the Lego movie, Gauzy?
I've seen one.
You've seen it?
I've seen, yep.
Okay. So, they did a really good job on the first one. Same writers, same directors for this one. I think it's going to go well. And yeah, let's go on to our last bit here.
That's what's coming.
We got our first images of Beauty and the Beast. I guess more importantly, the Beast, right? Because we had seen Beauty before. We knew it was going to be Emma Watson, so we kind of know what she's going to look like. But the Beast and how they were going to make him look, that was still a mystery. We didn't get any of that. From the trailer. So. Yay, no. Oh, no. I thought I'd killed him. So, he looks... Actually, I think they did a pretty good job. I think my only gripe with him is he should have been maybe a little taller. The horns are kind of crazy. A little more beastly, you think? From the picture... So, from the picture, it's that ballroom scene.
It is.
Where he's in, the blue... What do you want to call it? Tux? Mm-hmm. I don't know. His blue, ballroom outfit. She's in her yellow dress. He's holding her. And you can't really see his hands, so we don't know what kind of paw action he's got going on. But we do see him all nice and combed up. Looks like he put some beard oil all over his body. His horns are bigger than what they were in the 1991 animated movie. They kind of like stretch back, where in the movie they were like a more forward, almost devilish type of looking. I guess they wanted to step away from that. El Diablo is no good for children's ticket sales. So I don't know. I think they did a really good job. I think he looks really good. I can't wait to see what he looks like, angry and pissed off right in the beginning. They definitely gave him more of a damn. These blade dancers are out and. They don't wanna. I ain't afraid of no blade dancer. Damn, so close. One grenade short. It looks like the snout. They took it back to where he has more of a human face, less of a animal wolf snout. I wonder if they're gonna put that scene in where Belle, she runs away, pack of wolves.
Yeah.
Beast fight. Damn.
Yeah.
Yo, this movie. If they do as good as they did with the Jungle Book on this movie, I think it's gonna blow minds. Because Beauty and the Beast was a really good movie. Boom, game's over. We won.
Yeah.
So I think the story's there. If they adapt most of the original film, like they did with the Jungle Book. Right, because it wasn't 100% there. What would you say it was for the Jungle Book, baby? It was maybe 80% there?
Yeah, I would say for the most part, or... Yeah, about...
Oh, Gowsy!
Oh, snap!
Give or take. Sometimes, the way that they did the song, songs, kind of interpret that a little differently, but they still plugged it in there.
Yeah. So they're gonna have a couple of the old songs, and they've added new songs. They've added 3 new songs. So we'll see how it goes. And but honestly, dude, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Let's go to Tower for a hot second before we bounce back out.
Okay. Very good.
So that pretty much does it for Cinema Madness. The image where you can obviously Google it, but the image that gave us the first look at the Beast was the cover of Entertainment Weekly for the month of November. So it's a pretty cool cover. Looks nice. Like I said, first look at the Beast. We'll see what he looks like, angry, pissed off, and fucking get out.
The Beast are the horns, I guess, that I'm kind of like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he had horns?
He did have horns. He had horns. They weren't like
exactly.
They didn't come back like a billy goat
and
though.
They were kind of like forward.
Forward and downish.
They weren't behind.
They weren't. Yeah, they weren't these like.
I feel like he's a little more smooth. Like, yes, I'm looking at
all cleaned up after he's been.
After.
You think they like cut his hair and shit? He's like hairier in the beginning, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see what's up.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. Yeah, like I said, that's snout. That's not really gave it the beast effect. So the fact that they toned that down and made it like a little more of a
looks like a nose.
Looks like a nose.
It looks like a hairy.
Looks like a hairy man.
It looks like a hairy man.
It's like right here. Boom.
Exactly, right there. He looks like a hairy man.
So. So guys.
Alrighty then.
Let's go here into our last segment, our newest segment, 3 weeks in the running. And yeah, guys, if you guys are following me on Twitter, use hashtag Team Gao or hashtag Team Shug, because we're going into the walking filler.
The walking filler.
Where you either hate it or you love it, or you love to hate it, or you hate to love it.
Right now, I love to love it.
All right, so let's recap this week's episode. We step away from the group and the kingdom, and we hit the compound. We see where Negan is hanging out. We get to see how his day-to-day operations kind of run. And it looks like Daryl's being held prisoner. He's being tortured. He's being broken in. And there's Easy Street keeps playing over and over again every morning. It's being blasted, and he's like locked
all
up
day long.
He's being blasted in a dark room.
Yeah.
And he eats dog food. They feed him dog food sandwiches. And then after a while, Dwight just kind of tells him that, you know what, it's easier if you just fucking give into it, and life will be fucking smooth. You won't have to eat dog shit, not literally, every day. You won't have to fucking listen to Easy Street all day, every day. But Daryl, being the strong man that he is, fucking fuck you. And he just goes back to Easy Street. It's like that for a while. This episode made it seem like it was like 4 or 5 days, right, of being with Daryl.
Yeah.
Just because every day he woke up.
Every morning, yeah.
And I felt like that happened like 4 or 5 times in the episode. So it makes you think if like Daryl's been there for like a week now.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
They definitely, I feel like they made, because they'd wake up, he'd make the sandwich, he'd throw it at him, he'd eat it. It happened a good couple of times.
So after a while, Dwight gets sent away on a mission.
He doesn't really get sent away.
He chooses to go on the mission.
Yep.
And he leaves. Negan sets up a little test for Daryl while Dwight's away. He sends one of his dudes to go feed Daryl, and then leaves the door open on purpose to see if Daryl's gonna walk out or if he's gonna stay. And of course, Daryl tries to escape. And as he tries to escape, the girl, Dwight's wife, which initially Daryl ran into with the group, it was Dwight, his wife, and his wife's sister, the one who needed the medicine. And she says, to him, it's better if you go back. There's a lot worse after this. It'll just be better if you go back and you listen to everything they say and do everything that they say. Of course, Daryl is like, fuck that shit, I'm out. He sees the motorcycles. When he was looking out at the motorcycles, I was like, come on, man, like, the keys aren't going to be there, don't do it. And then he goes out anyway and he does it, and of course, he's like, looking around, he's like, which one of these has got keys, and none of them got keys. And then Negan and his dudes, like, come out, and they circle up. Negan tells him the business, and he's lucky that Lucille wasn't thirsty. But he still got a beating from Negan's men. And then he got shoved right back into his cage, and had another shit sandwich for the day. Dwight went off to find, I guess, a traitor who had left the compound. No longer agreed with Negan and the shit that he did. And Dwight had a choice to bring him back or kill him. Dwight ended up killing him. Yeah, see, it just pulls out a sparrow for me, Gauzy.
Yep, normal sparrow.
Normal sparrow.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty much how it is. A couple of the details are that we find out a little more about Dwight. We find out his backstory, and what happened to him and what he's going through. And I don't know. Would you say we feel? Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't realize I was doing that. Would you say we feel a little
That's all
more?
right. I'm looking at the time. That's good. Let's just hang out.
Okay. Would you say we feel a little more compassionate, like towards Dwight now?
Yeah, I guess a little bit. You know, because of what he went through and his wife, or Negan's wife now, or whatever. You know, I mean, that's kind of. I like how they brought in Negan's world a little bit and just how kind of twisted he really is. You know, and like when Dwight had to go get that traitor that left, and you know the traitor just wanted to die, but then of course Dwight had to do probably what Negan said and kill him, but not kill him, so that he could come back and the people that are trying to earn points with Negan get to put him on poles or chain him to the fence or whatever and keep them as pets or whatever, and let people know this is what happens when you try to leave Negan. So I mean, that was kind of you know, little bit of how he's kind of twisted.
Yeah. So
Dwight, I'm kind of torn on. I mean, I don't know yet. I'm on the fence.
I'm on the fence about Dwight. Okay. So what'd you love about this episode?
Well, that we get to see, well, for one thing, Daryl still staying strong, for one thing, you know, because he kept saying, who are you? Who are you? You know, and he just looked up and said, I'm Daryl, man, you know, like, in your face, you know, and, you know, Negan's like, he just doesn't get it yet. But then I think he wants Daryl on his side, and I don't think Daryl's going to do it, or Daryl's going to fake it until he makes it, and then he's going to do something. But I'm almost waiting to see if there's going to be some kind of revolt against Negan and his tactics, you know, like when he comes into a room, everybody's got to bow, and as he walks by, and I'm like, yeah, ick, you know. So I don't know, that's what I liked. I like how you got to see how twisted Negan really is, and that I think people are kind of getting burnt out on it.
What'd you hate about this episode?
I guess that Dwight should have just shot the guy in the head and left him. Instead of bringing him back. I really didn't hate too much about this one. I mean, it was a lot better than last week's.
Okay. Hey, Shug, how about you? How was this episode for you?
I was, I guess, pretty kind of indifferent about it, I guess. It gave me insight, you know, it gave me a little more understanding, I guess, like, about it. But, it definitely, you know, I feel it was information that could have been summed up. I would have liked to, I guess, like, seen a little more other than just what the daily routine is. You know what I mean? Like, I got it right away. Like, I got what was going on, you know. I think they did a good job. I enjoyed the scene where, you know, Dwight was setting him up every single morning. Like, you know, you had the music. You kind of like, you saw what was up with there. So yeah, I was a little indifferent. You know, it was just kind of like, okay, cool.
Anything you hated about this episode?
No, nothing I really hated and or loved. Which is why I was so indifferent about it. I was just kind of like, okay, you know, it was what it was. I guess the biggest thing I would have liked to have seen, if I was going to see a little bit more Negan, I would have liked to seen a little bit more into him, I felt, you know.
I just thought that was, you know, like pretty disgusting that was Dwight's wife that Dwight had to give to Negan in order to prove his worth. And then Negan's like, do you want to have sex with her? Because you can. And it was a test, because if he would have said yes, then, you know, Negan would have, you know, probably would have lashed out on him. So he's got to like just say no. So that's kind of a little sick and twisted on Negan's part. And
I'm glad that they, you know, showed those character bits. Like, I feel like the part where he, like, literally brought Daryl in just to tell him that story, I feel that part, you know, was beneficial, because, correct, like, I'm glad that we got to see this side of this sick and twisted person, which, you know, you, like, believe me, when things started progressing, when we met him, when we saw how he first did things, like, in my mind I was a little mentally prepared, and so now that I'm hearing and seeing, you know, learning about these sick and twisted things, it's like I'm mentally preparing myself. And so I like, you know, they definitely, I feel like it was like a little tease. All they did was kind of talk about how sick and twisted he was. There wasn't any.
Well, yeah, and you know what he does to the people, and
exactly
how he makes his other people earn points and putting people on polls and crap like that. And you know, I just think that's, you know,
because I feel
sick. And,
yeah,
and I think Daryl kind of felt a little bit sorry for Dwight now, like, oh, I feel your pain, dude. Now I kind of see what the problem is, you know. But then Dwight,
maybe,
you know,
but I still feel Dwight's trying to break him. You know, he handed him the Polaroid of Glenn's bastion head. You know,
yeah,
and he's kind of fucking with his mind. You know, playing that music. So, you know, I think this episode for me was it was like a 7 out of 10. Things I loved about this episode, they kind of gave you an Easter egg and a hint about Dwight's background a little more with what he's doing with Daryl. So I thought that was really nice, just because, you know, we know a little bit about Dwight, but we don't know about, you know, who he was before the zombie apocalypse, right?
Right.
So I like that what, you know, he's doing with Daryl kind of tells you a little more about what he did before this. And it's going to come in handy later. You know, Dwight's background is going to come in handy a lot later. Things, like I said, I think that's the only thing that I loved about this episode. That and Negan's performance. Negan's performance is really nice this episode. I think the actor did a really good job. Things I hated. There were a couple. One was that we got to look at the compound a little early. I was kind of hoping we'd go back to Rick and the group. I wasn't expecting us to dive into Negan so soon. But
then we had to find out what was going on with Daryl.
This is true, but
I don't feel we had
not right away, you know.
I didn't need to know about him.
So I felt, you know, it came a little early, and you know, I can see why they did it, because of Daryl. So that kind of a little bit ruins the introduction to the compound.
When Rick sees it first?
Well, the first one to see it is Carl. So I don't know if they're gonna do it still. There's a possibility. So spoiler alert,
maybe we only saw a small portion of the compound. Maybe we haven't seen the full compound.
It's true. But spoiler alert, Gao, if you don't want to hear this, I'd mute right now.
Well, yeah, like I'm going to mute. So just go ahead and ruin everything for me. Go for it.
So in the comics, like I said, Carl's the first one to see the compound. I'll leave out the details, but he sneaks into the compound with the objective to kill Negan. But Negan catches him, and he gives him a tour of the place. And he shows him how the people live. He shows him. He goes upstairs to his room, and when he goes there, Negan's got like 6 wives.
I feel like they might set this up.
So he's up there with Carl, and
they probably will do like some flashback. Seeing how they've like set us forward with Daryl, they'll do some little flashbacky thing. Who knows? Carl could physically be there when Daryl was getting his ass kicked.
Carl gets to talk to Negan. Negan makes him take off his bandage. He wants to see that hole in his socket where his eye used to be. He kind of pokes fun at him because of that. He asks Carl to sing while he like swings his baseball bat. So and then when he's giving him the tour of the place, there's one of the dudes who Negan's he was caught with his wife. So he was strapped to a chair, and he, much like Dwight, got the hot iron in the face, and like Carl was there to see it.
Dude.
So I wonder if they're still gonna do this, and I wonder if Daryl's gonna get the hot iron to the face. Yeah, you guys think Daryl's gonna get all deformed?
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Trying to break him any way he can break him, because Daryl right now seems like he's going to be unbreakable for a while.
Unbreakable.
So yeah, like I said, we'll see where it goes next week. The couple of gripes that I did have with this episode might all be fixed. I feel like Dwight's portion of this episode was a little fillerish. That whole scene where his motorcycle gets fucked up. I thought that was just put in there.
The middle.
Yeah, put in there to draw it out a little more. It's like Dwight's gonna go get this dude.
Put a little action into it.
Yeah, I guess.
Even if there had been action, it was still, I understand that maybe you wanted to show the point of him with, an ex-friend in a sense, but even that scene could have been summed up a little quicker, and we could have just maybe focused on other areas in the episode. I was thinking about this gal, because obviously thinking about more conversations, I think more about, just the way I think about it. And I really understand your point of how they gave us more. But, okay, so do you remember we had, like, Season 1, Season 2, getting there, and they started giving us these little mini webisodes. Do you remember Bike Girl? It was, like, a little 5-6 minute clip of, like, who Bike Girl was. Did you ever see those at all?
White girl.
Okay, so in the very first episode, there's this when Rick is like wandering around, and he like gets into his suit and he puts down that zombie that he first saw, and it was that woman that only like half of her body was there,
crawling through the park.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
what they did with these webisodes is they basically told you who those characters. They give you the how she got to the.
Yeah.
So it was super cool, right? Awesome. Like, I'm getting all these little details and it's fun. Well, I feel that that's what they started putting into the episodes themselves. So it's not necessarily that the information is completely pointless. It's just it's not appropriate for the show, and that's why there's 13 to 14 episodes instead of like 6 to 7, is because when you add in 5 minutes, a little here or there, and so it's it's stuff that I liked. I loved them when they were like webisodes, but I feel like now I'm like, dude, I don't need to like know who Bike Girl is. Like, thank you for letting me know. It's cool on my own. It's fun to like go out and see more. And so I feel that that's where like a lot of it came from. Because believe me, I literally was someone that I watched all the webisodes, and you're like, ooh, give me more webisodes. These are really fun. It's really fun to like see these characters. And they were like, well, if you guys like them, why don't we just put it into the show? Mm-hmm. It's like,
and they did a little bit of that with Carol when she was going through her thing in the beginning, where she fell off the cart and she was sitting up against a fence. And she started seeing these people who they were before they were zombies.
Yeah, and so it just
so it's
comes
kind of
down,
the same thing.
And so that's what I mean when I like talk about the filler. It's not that I hate everything that they're telling me. It's just information that doesn't. It really doesn't make the cut. It should be extra stuff. It shouldn't be a part of like the main scene, and like that's what this middle scene was with him and his bike. Like I didn't like that would have been great as like a little like, okay, the episode comes out and then, hey, you want to go and see more, and then I go to the Walking Dead website and then I can see that little scene. But it's stuff that it's like I didn't need it in the whole episode, and that's what they do. That's why I get, that's why I complain about my filler. Because that's what it is.
You complain about your filler.
Because that's what it is. Like literally that middle of the scene, in the middle of the episode, all they were trying to do is stretch that episode out. It's like, I didn't need you to stretch out that episode. Give me more details on other things that I was... Honestly, if you really wanted to show me how Daryl was feeling, why didn't you make Daryl, the actor, really give me something? Really show me how... like tore up he really was. I'm sorry, I don't think Daryl is really that tore up at all. He doesn't seem like it. He looks like he always does every other time. Like he's just like,
that's why he seems unbreakable right now.
And
because nothing's phasing him.
Nothing's phasing him. And so I'm curious, like that's what I'm curious about with that character, is I'm curious to see more. They could have divulged a little bit more into him. They could have divulged a little bit more into that, the three of them all together, Negan really going into what's up. So yeah, that's kind of just, that's why I think I was so indifferent about the episode, because it definitely didn't have any unnecessary action filler, but
yeah, overall I think the episode was well paced.
Yeah, it wasn't either too slow or too fast, because I know sometimes I don't like that when it's like too fast.
We definitely got information.
Yeah.
I feel like
right.
I feel like the fact that they just flat out told you Dwight's story is just a little insulting as a viewer. Just because you kind of put it together, right? A good writer gives you A and then gives you C and just assumes that the audience can figure out B for themselves. Like, we had seen Dwight's wife wasn't a doctor, and that she was there for a pregnancy test, and you can see
that there was something awkward there,
very awkward between both of them. So and it's very obvious that Dwight is still alive even after stealing medical supplies and running away with two other people from the compound. So it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. So the fact that they had to sit there for 10 minutes and kind of give you the whole spiel is just a little insulting to an audience member. Had they done a scene where he Negan is with her, or they're talking and then Negan comes around and he's like, well, we're gonna go fuck now, which is something that Negan would totally do, right? I'm gonna go bounce my dick around these titties and just walk away with her. I felt that would have been better than just flat out Negan telling you that he took Dwight's woman. That would have said more about both Dwight and Negan as characters. A, it would have really shown you what a dick Negan is, and B, it would have made you feel more sentimental towards Dwight. The fact that not only did Negan take my lady, he's rubbing it in my face all the time.
All the time.
Right. And it seems like he is anyways.
So like I said, this episode, 7 out of 10 for me. They could have done better.
I agree.
But we can always do better.
I think a big thing that I'm just really looking at is I don't feel that the director is demanding enough of the actors. I feel it's putting more emphasis on screen shots itself than actually just putting the actor there and forcing the actor to create what you want to create and what you want to be seen. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of my thing is they're just exactly like you were saying with Negan, show me more of how much Negan is an asshole. Really make this character parade around and fucking live up to the asshole. Right now he's being a little chummy and I like it, you know what I mean? But show me how much of a dick he is. Show me Daryl. Show me Daryl. I would like to see a little bit more out of these actors.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. So like I predicted, episode 1 was going to be the most exciting episode, and things are kind of as far as tone and intensity, things have kind of gone down. So I don't think they'll pick up for probably another 3-4 episodes. That's when we're going to start feeling things heat up again, and we're actually going to feel intensity, and we're going to want to wait for, can't wait for the next episode to see what happens. So I don't know. I feel like the next couple episodes are going to be kind of meh. Do you guys think they'll keep doing this rotation of Rick's gang, Morgan's gang, Negan's gang, and then it's 3 days later, same rotation?
I mean, I hope not. I like it sometimes when 2 or 3 episodes I'm in one area, you know what I mean? Because they break apart what I need, and so they extend it nice and long, and it's dun dun dun. And then finally when you're whew, okay, I can breathe a little bit, but I wonder what's going to happen. They take me to another spot, and it's damn, I'm not even going to find out what happened. Mm-hmm. I gotta wait. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Alright, guys. Well, that'll do it for this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We're all done. Yeah, so we'll see how this week's episode of The Walking Dead goes. And we'll see what we think about it. So that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I, of course, am Soopkichen. That's Soopkichen. You guys can follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, and, of course, here on Twitch. Sugah. You guys can find Sugah on Facebook and Instagram at Della Red, and then the Twitter, the Della Red Crew. Go check out those pics, those costume pics, those cosplays. And then last but not least, Gowsy. You guys can find Gowsy on Facebook. That's Dave Jersey from Plattsburgh, New York. And the man is a lyricist. So go ahead, check out his work, which is up this month, isn't it, Gowsy? November issue of Ion?
Oh, Gowsy's not there.
Not there.
I don't know if it was this month. He also said that it might have gotten pushed because there were a few other people that needed to get
so we'll see
featured. But it's definitely either this month, next month. But you can definitely go into back issues.
Yeah, back issues. Well. He's been published before. So guys, check him out in Ion Indie Magazine, and of course his stuff is up on his Facebook page. So guys, thank you for tuning in. However it is that you're tuning in, whether it's here live on Twitch or later on YouTube. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you next week, guys. We'll see what else we got for you. So, peace out.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Fabulous. Have a fabulous one.